Death for life. The doctor and nurses began to examine Becky, to make sure she was not infected with the disease, AIDS, or pregnant. They gave her a very bitter anti-AIDS drug, and immediately a sweet syrup so that she would not vomit. After a while, they took her to the operating room. Sonia accompanied her to the door, and then sat on mat. I had allowed her to stay with Becky in the hospital. After a while, they transferred her to the general ward again. The doctor turned to Sonia and said, "This girl has suffered a lot. She still has the marks of the whips on her body. She is very lucky," Mary told me. "You have been with her for a while and you are considered her friend." "Yes. Okay, stay with her. She will regain consciousness in a few minutes. It is better if you are the first face she sees." "Thank you, doctor." He nodded and left the room with the nurses. Both of them had been saved by Eli, who had been given to her as a gift, and Becky by money. Finally Becky came to her senses. She opened her eyes and looked around her with fear and quick movements. Her eyes fell on Sonia, who had a smile on her face. She remembered everything and smiled. "I'm glad you came too. You're safe. We'll be together from now on. How did you find me? Who bought me?" "That man, we were in his office. Your mother asked Miss Ellie, our master, to find you. I, who knew your mother and yourself, went with them to find you. That man's name is Harry, the boss of everyone and Miss Ellie's father." "My mother? Where is she now? Can I see her?" "Miss Ellie's father. He allowed him to see you before the master returned and not to see you again. Because the master's condition for finding you was that you were there. And that if he found out what had happened to you, your mother might be alive. Everyone said that the master should not touch your mother." Becky's tears, after overflowing, ran down her cheeks. Sonia took her hand and smiled. She said in a calm tone, "You must not think about the past and the people who were in your life anymore. Miss Ellie is a strong, serious and harsh lady. But she treats me very well. I don't have to walk around like a dog and bark, or sleep naked in a cage at night. She won't put a chain on my collar, but be careful, follow the other rules, slaves." "Completely, because you might make her angry," Becky said. "When can I see her?" "It's not Miss Ellie, she's gone to escort a shipment." "Do you love her?" "I'll tell her." "Master." Sonia smiled and nodded and said, "Yes, but all masters are the same. After all, master, and those like us, slaves and her property, must be completely obedient and listen to her orders. But you and I have chosen this path ourselves." Becky fixed her eyes on the ceiling and then closed them and said, "Because of lack of money and saving the family." Sonia also nodded while her tears were flowing quietly and silently. The doctor discharged Becky after the second examination. They waited for Mary, and went with her to the boss's office. I looked at her and said, "I see that your complexion has improved a lot. I know what hardships you have endured. This is too much for your age. Sonia, take Becky to the club. I will tell Elena. Come and follow you until Ellie returns. You will stay there." "Yes, master." I nodded. Mary motioned for both of them to sit on the chairs. I said to Mary, "Secretly warn Barbara, Frank and Tony and the groups that work with us, to withdraw their forces and centers from the area and close them down. Tell them not to pay attention and suffer the damage. They have no right to complain." "Boss, will you let me go?" I nodded and she left.